it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. It is January the 2nd, 2024. I have decided to participate in the Three Rivers Homestead Pantry Challenge for the months of January and February. I think it would be a really fun thing to do. I have a lot of food that needs to be used up, and I think that is a good concentrated way to do that. Now, according to Three Rivers, you just set your own rules and you can participate in the pantry challenge for as long as you like. She does it from January through February, and I think that's what I'm going to do as well. So the rules I have established for myself are: I will eat from my food storage, from what I have in my refrigerator freezer, and my freezer downstairs. I think that is the best way to tackle it. And first of all, I will be eating my leftovers. I purchased extra food, of course, over the holidays because I had family coming in and out, and so I need to consume the leftovers, and I need to consume what is left. I also have a lot of prepared food and leftovers in my refrigerator freezer, so I want to be sure and use those. So that's the first priority without going to the grocery store. The second is my critters, my pets need to be fed. So I feed my cats cans of tuna instead of cat food, and of course they have their dry food, but their soft food are small cans of tuna. So I will need to purchase those at some point. And of course my little dog's food is chicken, other sources of protein, and I prepare her food myself. So if the need arises that I need to purchase something to feed her, I certainly will. As far as fresh fruits and vegetables are concerned, I can go a long time without fresh fruits and vegetables. I don't have an issue with that. Sometimes I would like to have some, and so if I feel the need for that, I will scour my sale flyers and see if there's something on sale that is reasonable that I can purchase if I so desire. Now, right now, the only fresh fruit and vegetables I have is a few small carrots, I have a cucumber, and I have a few cuties, tangerines, and apples. So I will definitely concentrate on using those up. I also have some potatoes in my pantry. They're on their way out, and I don't want to waste them, so I will be preparing those this morning for the freezer, and then I will be able to use those in the pantry challenge. So I'm going to try to pop on here each day to show you what I am using and what I'm able to use up. If I'm not on here every day, then I will make up the difference for maybe 1 or 2 days in a row and show you. I will be filming that to show you how I'm using my resources. Okay? Okay. I think that's it. I'm going to show you what I am doing with the potatoes. I will put with this video hashtag Three Rivers Homestead Pantry Challenge. And so if you click on that, it will take you to, it'll bring up all of those who are participating in the Three Rivers Homestead Pantry Challenge. It should be fun. Just know this, you don't have to have a homestead to do a pantry challenge. I live in a neighborhood, I have a smaller home, I have a postage stamp yard, and I try to grow a few vegetables in my yard in the spring and summer. I do canning when I have excess. I do preservation as far as dehydration, freezing, etc. So You don't have to have a homestead. You don't have to be a homesteader. You can do this challenge. Put it in the comments below. Let me know if you think this is something that you would like to try. You can set your own rules and do this for as long as you feel like you can. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's get creative with the resources that we have. Let's cut down on the food waste and garbage. It's going to cut down on garbage. It's going to do a lot of things for us in a positive way. I think it will. I often challenge myself with little pantry challenges to try to get through what I have. And so this is going to be a couple of months worth. I think it will be lots of fun. And who knows, some of us may decide to go a bit longer. Okay? All right. So let's get to the potatoes and I'll show you what I'm doing there. These are some potatoes that I have had for quite a while. They're starting to wrinkle. They're actually getting dried out. And you can see they have roots on them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to peel them, cut them, let them soak in cold water, give them a couple of good rinses. Then I will chop them and process them for the freezer. There's a certain way I like to do that. I will share that with you. Now, part of my no spend pantry challenge is preparing foods that may be on the verge of going bad. I want to use those first. And in this case, it means preparing these potatoes for the freezer so I can use them in the next month or two. So I'll bring you along with me and show you what that looks like. Okay, I've got the potatoes peeled, they're rinsed, and I've got them sitting in some cold water. I'll probably put a little bit of ice in this water to kind of tighten them up a little bit. They peeled just fine. I didn't have any bad ones. They are a little bit old, of course, but I'm going to put some ice in there, and that's going to help them out, and it will help me out before I cut them up and get ready for the freezer. Okie doke, I've got the potatoes here. I've cut them, and I have my Aldi chopper. I bought this quite a long time ago for $10 at Aldi. They do come up every now and again as a specialty item, so if you want to check that out, you can. Basically, I'm just laying the potatoes on here, and I'm gonna chop them. This is a square into chunks, actually, is what I'm doing. So, and it just goes like this. And this receptacle holds 3 cups. So I'm not going to put you through all that hammering, but I will show you when I get back. Okay, they're chopped up, and I'm going to cover them in some cold water, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. I put a kettle of water on to boil. Now this is salted water. When it comes to a boil, I'm going to put rinse the raw potatoes, put them in the water, and just blanch them. Basically, I'm parboiling them. I'm just blanching them before I freeze them. The water is boiling, so I'm going to put potatoes in the water. Well, it's actually simmering. Be careful when you do this. You don't want to splash yourself. Okay. Now, I'm going to let these simmer for just a few minutes. What that does, it's going to blanch them, and it will stop the aging process. It makes them much nicer to freeze, and after they're frozen, they're much more usable that way. I would never freeze a raw potato because it just would not have a good result. Pardon my stuffed sitting there. That's supposed to go downstairs. Next trip downstairs, that's going so it can get put away. Not part of the process. Okay, I've got an ice bath here, ready for the potatoes. And I'm gonna put them in there. What this does is it cools them down quickly so I can prepare them for the freezer. This is a good way to do any potatoes you happen to have. You can cut them any shape you want. I just happen to cut them into cubes, but you can cut them into French fries. You could slice them, do anything you want. Slice them however you prefer to eat them. Okay, I've drained the cold water off of the potatoes. I've got a pan prepared with some foil in the bottom. You can use parchment paper or really whatever you want. And I'm going to put these in this large pan, and they are going to go in the freezer. As they freeze, I will give them a little shake so that it breaks them up a little bit. And see, there's a little dark one. I don't want that. And then that way they won't clump together. Then I will put them in a freezer bag, mark them, put them in the freezer, and I can take them out and use them however I wish. I can use them in soup. I can use them in, I can fry them up. I can do any number of things with these potatoes. They are awesome. Now then, that's one thing I wanted to mention to you in this Three Rivers Pantry Challenge, Three Rivers Homestead Pantry Challenge, excuse me. Will probably be making soup about once a week because I do that anyway. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm going to, I've sliced up the cucumbers, and I'm going to make a little bit of dressing for the cucumbers, and I think that's the way I will eat them this week until they are gone. So I have a couple of tablespoons of mayonnaise, a little bit of sugar, some salt, pepper. Mix that up. I don't think I'm going to put any vinegar in it. I don't want the dressing to be too loose because the cucumbers will lose some water and they will loosen up the dressing. So I don't really need to add any liquid to it. I did chop up a few of those baby carrots that I had left over from the holidays. So I'm going to put those in there as well. This was just one cucumber. I'm glad I'm using it because, frankly, when I pulled it out of the bin, I thought, maybe I better eat this up as soon as possible. The mayonnaise dressing will go a long way in adding to the life of the cucumbers. They get in the dressing, they're going to get a little bit soft anyway, so I think they will be just right. I'm going to taste this dressing. That's pretty good. We need a little bit more sugar in there. And that'll make a nice little cucumber salad to have with whatever I'm eating today. Put the lid on this, pop it in the fridge, and let it marinate. Okie dokie, this is going to be my lunch. Along with the cucumber salad I just showed you, I'm going to have some leftover green beans from our New Year's Eve dinner. Here's 2 slices of Happy Joe's pizza. The kids got a pizza delivery, and so these are the 2 slices that are left. So I'm going to eat those today. I'm going to put those in the air fryer, and I'm going to have a tangerine after I eat my lunch. Now, this is my first meal of the day, and it's right now, it's not quite 10:30 in the morning, so by the time this is done, I will be hungry. Actually, I'm hungry now. Now, don't forget, I'm going to put in the title, I'm going to put 3 Rivers Challenge, hashtag 3 Rivers Challenge. Be sure and go there. If you do go there, and it will lead you to all of the participants in the challenge, and of course it will lead you to 3 Rivers Homestead. If you happen to go to her channel, tell her that Simple Food, Simple Life sent you. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, I'm going to get this going. Okay, my lunch is done. I did the 2 pieces of pizza in the air fryer. I've got my green beans and I've got my cucumber carrot salad. And I went ahead and peeled my cutie or mandarin orange for after my lunch. This is plenty of food. This is going to hold me over well until my next meal, that is for sure. Okay, I will be back at that time and I will show you what I'm having for my dinner. Okie doke, this is my last meal from the pantry challenge. I've got a barbecue beef sandwich here. This is some roast beef that was left from New Year's Eve supper. And I took a portion of it and warmed it really well, added some barbecue sauce to it. So I have a nice barbecue beef sandwich. The pickles are some bread and butter pickles that my daughter canned and gave to me. I've got some carrot sticks stuck in some ranch dressing. And I've got a handful of potato chips. Now, I do have an apple for later, and I've got 2 cookies left from Christmas. So these are just butter cookies, and I will be eating those. No, I did not make them homemade. So that's it for me today. I'll probably have my cookies with a nice hot cup of tea later. I just want to talk to you for a minute before I leave you. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I will put hashtag 3 Rivers Challenge in the title of this video. So if you click on that, it will take you to a whole bunch of other channels who are participating in this challenge in 2024 as well as in the past. I think it might be a good thing to go to those places and check out those channels because they have lots and lots of good ideas, and every person is different. Everyone has a different situation, as like I do and you do too. So just be aware of one thing. When you start doing a pantry challenge of any kind and you start getting creative about your meals and using what you have in the house, you will end up with leftovers again. Right now, I am concentrating on the leftovers in my kitchen, in my refrigerator, because I want to use those up first. But when you start recreating leftovers or just making brand new dishes out of what you have available, you will end up with more leftovers, and then you will have even more food to eat. It's funny how that works out. Okay, that's it for me. I love you guys. I really do. I hope that you give this a try. If you do, put it in the comments. If you're not planning on doing that, then just let me know what you think about it. And I think that it's going to be an enjoyable couple of months. Don't you think so? I do. All right. I love ya, and I will talk to you later. All right. Oh, and don't forget, I'm very tired. I almost forgot. But we don't ever want to forget that little is much when God is in it. Okay? All right. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.